Sakura, the petite warrior. In the serene village of Hanami, nestled under the protective gaze of Mount Fuji, life was rhythmic and harmonious. The village, adorned with ancient temples and traditional wooden homes, was most famous for its vast orchards of cherry blossom trees. Every spring, Hanami came alive. Tourists from neighboring towns, and even distant cities, flocked to see the blooming sakura trees, their petals painting the landscape in shades of pink. But for the villagers, the highlight of the season was the annual Sakura festival. Lanterns were hung, streets were lined with food stalls selling delicacies like mochi and takoyaki, and there were dances and songs echoing the tales of old Japan. Among these festivities was the much-awaited boat race on the River Kowa. Children from ages 7 to 15 participated, each hoping to reach the finish line first and win the coveted golden koi trophy. In Hanami lived Sakura, a girl with raven black hair, eyes that sparkled with determination, and a height that was, well, notably short. At 9, she was no taller than the length of a chopstick. However, what she lacked in height, she made up for in spirit and dreams. More than anything, she wanted to be a part of the boat race. Every year, as the festival neared, children would be seen preparing, practicing their rowing on the river, their laughter echoing against the backdrop of Mount Fuji. Sakura watched from the riverbanks, her heart heavy with longing. The other children would tease, "Sakura, you'd need a leaf, not a boat." But she harbored her dream, hoping that one day she'd sail alongside them. One day, as Sakura sat doodling boats on the sandy shores of the River Kowa, an elderly woman named Obasan approached her. Obasan was a figure of respect in Hanami, not just because of her age, but for her wisdom and her tales of old Japan. "Why such a long face, little blossom?" she asked. Sakura looked up, her eyes glistening with tears of frustration. "Obasan, more than anything, I wish to be in the boat race. But I'm too small, and I don't have a boat." Obasan smiled, her wrinkled face crinkling further. But size is but a perspective. And as for the boat..." She reached into her bag, pulling out a miniature boat, no larger than her palm. It was intricately designed, painted with cherry blossoms, and had a shimmering quality. "This," she began, handing the boat to Sakura, "is a magical boat passed down in my family. It responds to the heart of its sailor. If you believe, truly believe, it will size itself to carry you." Sakura's eyes widened. "Really, Obasan? Could I really be a part of the race with this?" "Only if you believe in yourself, dear Sakura." The day of the Sakura festival arrived. The village was buzzing with excitement. Colorful kimonos, cheerful chatter, and the aroma of street food filled the air. And then, it was time for the boat race. As Sakura placed her tiny boat on the water, whispers spread among the villagers. Doubtful eyes watched her, but Sakura remembered Obasan's words. Stepping into the boat, thinking of her dreams and the trust Obasan placed in her, the boat began to grow. It expanded until it was the perfect size for Sakura. The race began. Boats sliced through the water, children paddling fervently. Sakura, using all her might, maneuvered her boat through the river. Every stroke she took seemed in rhythm with the heartbeat of the village. The winding River Kowa was a challenge. There were swift currents, narrow bends, and patches of still water. But Sakura persevered. The wind carried cherry blossoms that danced around her, forming a fluttering pink path on the water. To the villagers' astonishment, not only was Sakura keeping up, but she was also advancing, overtaking many with her relentless spirit. Cheers erupted from the banks. "Go, Sakura! Go!" It was no longer about the trophy. It was about proving to herself and the village that determination wasn't measured in inches or feet. As she approached the finish line, 2 boats were ahead of her. With one final push, she overtook one, securing the 3rd position. The crowd burst into euphoric applause. She hadn't won the golden koi, but she'd won their respect and admiration. That evening, as the sun set, Casting a golden hue on Mount Fuji, the village gathered under the lantern-lit cherry blossom trees. They celebrated the boat race, the season, and most importantly, Sakura, the petite warrior of Hanami. Children surrounded her, eager to hear her story. With pride and a hint of mischief, Sakura said, "Remember, in the vast landscape of life, it's not about how big you are, but how big you dream." From that day, amid the tales of ancient Japan, the legend of Sakura, the girl who could grow her boat with her heart's desire, was whispered in the village of Hanami. And every spring, as cherry blossoms bloomed, her story inspired children to dream, regardless of their size.